What is cracking, folks? CFK Curly to bring you some more TEW 2016 WCW. It lives tonight. Monday Nitro is being held at the Callahan Hall in Missouri, Michigan. MI is Michigan. MO is Missouri. MA is Massachusetts. ME is Maine. MS is Mississippi. Yes. Uh, yeah. Let's get right into the show. Oh wait, a card announcement. Right. What is the card for tonight? We have AJ Styles defending his his television championship against Ernest the Cat Miller. We have the Boogie Knights taking on the Young Dragons in tag team action. We have the follow up from the confrontation last week on Thunder. Lance Storm will face Sabu. We have a singles match between Chuck Palumbo and CM Punk. We have the masked team of Rey Mysterio and the Hurricane taking on members of Evil, Envy, and Greed. The two are putting forth, Envy is putting forward his challenge for Rey Mysterio's United States Championship, which we expect Mr. Mysterio to accept. And Greed will have to defend his Cruiserweight Championship against the Hurricane at Super Brawl. And our main event for tonight has been announced as Ric Flair taking on Sean O'Haire. All right, now let us get to the show. The show opens up with Eric Bischoff in his office. In barges Shane Douglas, without the rest of the Triple Threat by his sides. Wait a second, let me move these real. Oh, I didn't mute my mic. I thought I was going to. I thought I did. Okay. Uh, yeah. So Shane Douglas barges in. He says that he may have been talking about going for a tag team opportunity, but thinking about it, why not put his hat into every put his hand in every hat? What's the expression? Put his hat into every ring. So his hat ring. Anyways, he wants an opportunity at the World Heavyweight Championship. He wants to know why he didn't get into that number one contenders match a few weeks ago. And he says that Booker T can barely beat him on his best day. A few months ago, they had a match, and Booker won, but it was he was having a rough day that day. He can easily beat Booker T. Just then, here comes Booker T, and he says, "Well, if you think you can beat me, then I don't know, run up. I'll knock you out, son." Uh, Basically, Eric says, "No, please, not in my office." He's mashing the security button like security, somebody get in here. He says Shane Douglas, or if Booker T will accept your challenge, well, not your challenge. If Booker T will accept your challenge to offer up his position in the World Championship match in the main event next week. Is that fine with you, Booker? And like Booker's like, look, I put down this sucker one time before. I'll do it again. Now, can you dig that? All right. The show proper starts off. Well, not the show proper, but the decent match. No heat. Boogie Nights defeated Young Dragons in 7:29 when Alex Wright defeated Young Yang by submission with an STF. Okay. We have a backstage segment where Fit Finley is just apparently he's just. Oh no! Let me give an actual backstory for this one. Phone. Fit Finley is walking in the hallway when Jason Jett is running through the halls and accidentally bumps to him. Jason's trying to apologize, but of course, no. Finley just starts to beat the mess out of him. Out comes Hugh Morris with Lash LaRoe. Van Hammer is out sick. And Bates tells him cut it out. Finley just gets in his face and have a little stare down. Nothing right now. We have an interview. Lillian Garcia is interviewing CM Punk and Colt Cabana. Punk has his match coming up against Chuck Palumbo. He talks about that. But most importantly, he talks about that while he may have had a record-breaking 22 defenses as television champion, you know, he feels that he didn't do enough good. I feel like there should have been more that he could have done. So he's going to be doubling down his efforts as a tag team wrestler with his best bud, Colt Cabana. And commentary around here, they've been calling us just Punk and Cabana, but you can't just use your names, your tag team. So from this day forward, we are the Second City Saints. So, match coming up. Woo! In a decent match, Chuck Palumbo defeated CM Punk in 8:45 by submission with torture rack after blatantly cheating. No, that's not what happens. Wrath comes in. Dex Palumbo. Match called off. DQ. Palumbo wins. Afterwards, Wrath just putting the fucking beat down on Palumbo. Grabs the microphone and just starts yelling at Stasiak in the back, at DiBiase in the back. Basically says he's going to kill him. I'm going to destroy you all. You'll see the wrath of Wrath. Alright, then in a decent match, AJ Styles defeated Ernest Miller in 8:45, 8:47. By pinfall with the Styles Clash, makes defense number 3 of his television championship. Afterwards, the rest of Evolution come out. Well, I guess Ric Flair is always at ringside. And Jindrak and Jarrett come out. Jeff cuts a little promo on how he should be champion over Wrath, how he's the chosen one, and he has not been given his rightful rights, I guess. And Flair talks about he's going to show that Punk, Sean O'Haire, what it means to be the Nature Boy. Woo! Sean O'Haire comes out. He's like, yeah, Rick, well, we'll see in the ring. But you think that just because you're the Nature Boy, just you can tame the lion or something? I don't know. I'm going to stick with the lion. All right. Backstage, Conan and BG James are talking to the camera about the assault last week on them. Basically says, you're going to come for the live crew. You got to come harder than that. We're going to get right back up. And if you don't knock us down and we get back up, you're going to have some serious problems. All right. Douglas, Guerrero, I don't know where y'all come from in the first place. Y'all just popping off all reckless, attacking us out of nowhere, making these grandiose statements. We beat y'all months ago. We don't need to beat y'all again. And Skip, little Skippy, and the kid Romeo, all right, we're done with y'all mess. We tired of y'all. Get away from us. But if y'all got beef, we'll settle it straight. All right. So, what's Carl's got for next week? Actually, I don't know. Okay. So, little who their name? Nah. What? So, SoFly. All right. Shit. SoFly. Guerrero. Douglas. We're issuing an open challenge next week. Whoever wants to come out, we'll put the belts on the line. All right. If any of y'all are dumb enough to come up, get prepared to get knocked down, because insert some catchphrase here that they come up with by this time. In a decent match, Lance Storm defeated Sabu in 11-3 by submission with the Canadian Maple Leaf. Afterwards, Lance Storm and Mike Awesome put Sabu through a table. This is Mike Awesome's thing. Just awesome bomb people through tables. Patrick. Get up. I don't know, my dog just biting her nails so profusely. Anyway, Lynn Garcia is back there interviewing Rey Mysterio and the Hurricane. Hurricane says he accepts not Hurricane. Ray says he accepts the challenge put out by Envy. I don't know if I'm even tired or something. I don't know why my coherence is low. And the Hurricane is about just spouting off his, I have a new masked comrade. He's hamming it up with the superhero nutness, you know what I mean? And Ray's like, yeah, man, sure. It's all good. And about to have good wrestling and a decent reaction from the crowd. Envy and Greed defeated Rey Mysterio Jr. and the Hurricane when Envy defeated the Hurricane by pinfall with the Bulldog. Ray was getting it. Envy and Greed are a bad team. Good to know. Oh, I guess I scheduled that weirdly. Afterwards, Ric Flair and Sean O'Haire had their match that Sean wins by countout. Ric Flair killed him at the ring. Sean O'Haire is alright. There's no... I ended abruptly. I feel like I missed a segment. Granted, I booked this show like days ago. BD James says AJ Styles is a star. Oh. You don't say. If you do say, I guess they don't know. Alright, right back with Thunder. Alright, we are back with Thunder. The show opens with Greed defending his Cruiserweight Championship against Jason Jett because he needs to defend it twice as punishment for walking out of his title match at last month's pay-per-view. Jason Jett doesn't qualify for the weight limit, but it doesn't really matter. I wanted a punishment, and I half-assed it. But whatever. Go to backstage. We have Lynn Garcia interviewing Ric Flair and Jeff Jarrett. Jeff Jarrett talked about his match tonight against Colt Cabana, but he says just another kid, little punk with no potential. Ric Flair says, speaking of punks with no potential, he took out Sean O'Haire last week. I forgot what the finish was because it didn't show it in the notes, but the finish was actually that Diamond Dallas Page came out for a distraction, but he accidentally distracted DDP. Not DDP. No, O'Haire won. No, he came out for a distraction, and Ric Flair left the ring, got counted out. To talk smack about DDP and O'Haire, that's what it is. Mike Awesome and Sabu have a pretty good match. And with an awesome bomb. Yep, there it goes. And then Mike Awesome powerbombed through 2 tables. And that is it for Sabu in WCW. Chavo's crew defeated local talent Kevin Furtick and Too Tough Tony. And then we have DiBiase cutting a backstage promo with his elite group of his $1 Million Corporation. Basically talking about Stasiak winning the championship in 2 weeks. In less than 2 weeks. Palumbo holding it down. Stacy Keibler, yada yada. Doesn't matter if he's going to fight Booker, Shane Douglas, Wrath, whoever. Doesn't matter. This time the $1 Million Corporation has a $1 million plan. And like all $1 million plans, is 1,000,000% foolproof. You can buy the best plans. And the main event, Jeff Jarrett defeats Colt Cabana. They have good chemistry, so very good. Too much, too tough. Too much, too tough. Too much Kevin. Too much 7. And what is this? Van Hammer's back. Tony wants to be brought up. Soon, Tony, soon. And what is this? Mike Awesome, you are rehab. Pay raise, 75%. Yeah, fuck you, Conan, you piece of shit. Causing problems all the time. That's it for this week. Thanks for watching, folks. When we come back, it'll be the next Nitro, the final Nitro before Super Brawl. Thanks for watching, folks. Bye bye.